So this is a new flat Earth cope where they try to claim that the 24-hour sun seen at the final experiment was fake, and it was like LED, LCD screens, displays surrounding them, kind of like how the sphere thing in Las Vegas, or the other one that was used in the Mandalorian that that Disney has, and they think that's going to create those shadows and create the sun, but they obviously don't know how these screens work. Let's have a look. I'm going to show you the claim by a fellow named King Nico, but this is something that's been said several times, parroted by lots of different Flerfs, and I'm going to look at a demonstration to see how this doesn't work and how what they're saying is a lot of crap.
Well, do you want to state your case as to how you think it was fake? Bear in mind that the person that filmed that footage is currently in our chat.
Yeah, for sure. So these guys, they went, sorry, my screen just locked to myself out. So Antarctica, this expedition, this experiment, which is called the final experiment, was to go and explore Antarctica or just hang out at the expedition site where they allow you to go once you get permission through the government, right? So not anyone and everyone gets permission. So they got that, they went there, and they documented what they saw for, I think, 4 days. And when I saw the footage, I never saw really anything exciting up until they posted the 24-hour sun that was doing an orbit right there around the location that they were staying at in Antarctica. And that, to me, was a big red flag because according to the geocentric model and the way the sun moves across our plane, a 24-hour sun in the Antarctic ice ring circle is impossible. So I immediately looked into it. And
so just be clear, when you say geocentric, you still mean flat Earth, right?
Well,
just,
yeah,
just,
the flat
just
model
be clear, because geocentric normally
Antarctica as
yeah,
the outer
right.
ice wall. It's not a continent, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to be clear about what you meant when you said geocentric, because generally geocentrists believe the Earth is a sphere. But okay, you just mean as in Earth being flat and the center of the universe. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, sorry, carry on.
So I immediately saw that the internet was blowing up on the X, on whatever, TikTok, and people was calling it green screen. And I'm a video editor. I do productions. I use Luma and keying and green screens, blue screens, all of that. So I immediately said, no, it can't be that easy. They're not going to go there and be that foolish and try and knock this thing together with a green screen, because then it will be too many holes in it. So all the focus and the attention in the flat Earth community is just on this green screen footage, and how some of them came on video and some of the green parts of their clothing was keyed out. So that already raised so much suspicion that people started to look into it more. So I thought there must be another way. I'm very familiar with the technology and AI and how it's advanced dramatically this year. And immediately what popped into mind was the Las Vegas sphere. Not that they were in Las Vegas and did it there, but in Las Vegas, they have a sphere, a massive sphere, LED screens, 8K. You can see images on the outside of it and on the inside. So I've seen some footage of, locations similar to Antarctica with mountains and a sun moving across the sky inside of the sphere. So I'm like, that's it. They must have somehow knocked up a sphere, or there's another sphere in Antarctica that we don't know about. And then I started posting my videos on that, and people were in the comments and told me, look into Disney's virtual studio called the Volum. And then immediately, as I saw that volume, I was like, this is exactly how they did it. Because a sphere, they say that the sphere costs 2.3 billion. It sounds like a very huge project, right? And a fake sun simulator to go to Antarctica and do that is also a very expensive project. So this virtual studio, they take these screens, put them together like Lego, knock it up. They have ceilings in them too, so you can look up at the camera and have screens above you that will show a sky. So that's exactly it. And it's pretty much the best explanation for how they faked it.
Right, guys, so you think LED screen has caused the shadows like you see on here? Here's the sun. Now see if this one here is moving. What's here? Here. Now, do you see the shadow here moving? I can see the shadows there as the sun goes around. Look, the sun's moving. But you're getting the shadows from the whole screen. So the whole thing of a dome full of a whole bunch of LED, LCD displays like we use on the Mandalorian is going to cause the shadows to act like that. You wouldn't have that because you have an LCD displays all around this. So you'd be having light coming from all around this at the same time. So there would be no shadows. You wouldn't have that. We have nice crisp shadows. And if I take this, move it over there. Do you see crisp shadows? Okay, LEDs all around it. This is what you'd see. Not that. So let me show you again. Here we are. So there's the sun. There's my bottle. Now can we make this? It's going to have those shadows moving like that. Can I get it to move? And by the way, yes, I'm in Antarctica. Look, you have a husky and everything. So, yep, good to go. Keep the authenticity. So, here's the sun there. Now, you've seen people, Flerfs claim, like King Nico, that as this is LEDs, LCD displays all the way around here, right? So if that's the case, here's the sun, and we can see those shadows moving in the time lapse. Then I should see this one moving when I move that sun, right? Here, maybe I'll just put it like that. You see that shadow move. Ready? Where's the sun? See that shadow move? There's the sun moving. Why isn't the shadow moving? There's an LED dome all around this. This LCD display all around this. Then actually make the shadow of my thing move by moving that sun, right? Because that's all that's happening. But that's not how it works. Why? Because that's not an LCD display. That's the sun casting these crisp shadows. Oh, and by the way, yeah, they do leave footprints. Look at all the footprints everywhere. If you think all this is an LCD display and a sun is causing that shadow, which you can see the shadows moving, then why can you not get the same shadows with an LCD display with a sun on it? My water bottle. Why can't we get it with this? Or perhaps Flerfs should like something like that. So why is it not casting a shadow, crisp shadow off an LCD display with a sun on it moving? Why is there no sun? Why is there no shadow on that? I should have a nice crisp shadow, doing the same thing as those two. Tell you what, because this is a video of a real sun in the sky going all the way around 24 hours around Antarctica. What they see here, this is a video of not LCD displays like in the Mandalorian film or the big sphere thing that's in Las Vegas that like people like King Nico and other people keep trying to claim. Because if that was the case, then this display with that sun would be making the same effects I'm getting there, I'd be getting with my own right there. And we're not getting that. So all the flat earth claims are falsified. And as for the boot prints, there's lots of boot prints. Also, this wouldn't work to power this if it wasn't for the sun. An LCD display cannot power a solar generator, a solar panel. Won't get the same effect. Sorry, but that just wouldn't happen. Also, if this was a big, huge studio with big LCDs all the way around, how are they getting power to this? Where are you getting power? These guys had to bring batteries and stuff like that. So, yeah. Flat earthers, do better. The excuses are poor. There you are. There's the sun. Not on the LCD displays, or else these would be casting the same shadows, going around doing the same exact thing. You will see a nice crisp shadow like that. How come I'm not getting the same effect this guy here compared to that there? Why is that? So let's address something here. A sphere did cost $2.3 billion to build, and it took 5 years to build it. And not even let alone the amount of electricity and power you need to run this. And then you're going to address that because it's ridiculous. But also look at the size as well. Now this is the volume. The thing that Nico and a lot of Flerfs are trying to claim was used in Antarctica. But just look at the size of this, okay? Here's the dimensions, 75 feet by 21 feet high. Now keep that in mind very closely. 75 feet across by 21 feet high. Now look here again. It's another images of the volume. And think about everybody in Antarctica and how far they were able to walk. Lots of videos of them walking around. So here's a screenshot from the series Obi-Wan. Now look at the shadows here. Now they're standing right in front of one of those screens. So that craft in front of them has stormtroopers in it is actually imaged on the LCD display. So they're standing in front of that big screen. But look how the shadows are coming from behind them from the production lights. So the displays themselves can't generate shadows, just like I showed with my LCD television. So the way you actually can get shadows on set is by using production lights, because with LCDs around them, you won't cast any shadows. Now this really crushes it, because this is a video from Will Duffy's DJI drone that he flew in Antarctica. And once you pay attention to the bottom right hand corner of the square there, and this is going to show the altitude. Now remember the height of the volume and also the height of the sphere. And you think, was it 21 feet that the volume went to? Well, guess what? This drone goes over 4,000 feet. So much, much, much higher than either one of those structures could even possibly be. Also look at the distance, how far he goes. Remember, the volume is only 75 feet in diameter. Now he goes nearly a mile away. Also, think about how far they're able to walk. I can show in my previous one where I showed the people walking around on my television screen. It showed how it cast no shadows. They were walking a lot further than 75 feet. You can watch somebody walk from that camera. You can watch Dave McKeegan. You walk way off into distance. They walk all the way back, and other people walk right past again. And they're covering a lot more distance than 75 feet. So they could not have been in the volume that Nico says was in Antarctica, because that would be way too much of a distance. He would have had been walking around in little circles. In fact, a lot of the stuff, the criticisms of the series Obi-Wan was different times which they had to do running scenes, and they're actually running around in circles because they couldn't cover any distance because there's not enough room. You only got 75 feet with other people in there, other props and stuff like that. This is one of the big criticisms and caused many memes from Obi-Wan, was the fact is that they couldn't cover any distance, and some of the scenes were just ridiculous because there's just not enough room to cause any kind of running. Now look at all this. As you can see here, look at all those mountain ranges going way off in the distance. All the shadows cast. And at the very end here, when he takes off, you can see Union Glacier Camp off in the distance when he first takes off. Now he does a 360, looks all the way around. Do you see any structures? Do you see any structure of a big circular panel structure that would have to be our in kind of production studio? Do you see anything giant sphere? No, you don't. You see nothing. What you see is off in the distance, but just over 2 miles, is Union Glacier Camp, where of the main camp, and then you can see where they take off, where they have the little shed, which was part of the course for when they did the snow marathon. And in fact, you can see some of the course for the snow marathon and some of the roads that have been groomed into this that are the vehicles drove on. You can see all over. Now I've sped this up. Will Duffy's video of this is over 20 minutes long. So I'm at 3 times the speed right now, so that's why it's moving a little bit faster. But more than welcome to go look. It's on the Final Experiment YouTube channel, and you can watch the full over 20-minute video in which he did of this. And this is once again from a DJI drone that he showed on the second day, where he flew way back and way forward, which once again was much more distance than 75 feet. And so it showed there was no green screen and there was no LCD stage used to do that. So this destroys Nico. What he's talking is a load of crap. Also, where would you get the production, the power to run all those LCD displays? Where would they have a crew to set that up? It's not set up in one day. Remember, the Ice Marathon went out a day, maybe 2 before they went. These guys came out and went to the camp. They flew back. They flew out. That couldn't have happened. They wouldn't have had enough time to even set it up. Even if that was a crew, they wouldn't have had enough time. And then where's the generator? You would have big, huge, massive diesel generators, which you'd hear freaking going off their nut, powering all that power. How would they do that? How would they have got that in? We've never seen it. We see them go to Union Glacier Camp, head back. There's many times MC Toon is got his GoPro out, and he tapes himself, jump on the back of a snowmobile, head off to go check some of the cameras, and head back all that over 2 miles, and you never ever see any structures, you never see any generators, you never see anything. And we're talking, these would have to be some massive industrial generators to be able to feed any kind of massive structure with LCDs. This completely crushes the flat earth ideology. They're just coping, and they're making up fallacious fantasies to try to cling on to the flat earth fantasy. But as you can see from all the evidence coming out, and there's more coming out all the time, flat earth is dead. It's gone. And even Jaron Campanello, he realizes it. He's gone globe because he's realized that flat earth, it fails. It's been falsified. It doesn't work. It fails in every single kind of scope, every measure. And the globe explains everything perfectly. This is reality. So, there you go. As you can see from here, taken off. You can see the camp just the right bottom there. They come across the screen. That was Union Glacier Camp, just by the mountain there. And you can watch this drone. It starts coming back down and lands back at to where Will Duffy and the other TFE crew was. This destroys and falsifies Flat Earth. And why you couldn't see the main camp is because as it goes down, you can see the camp there, just to the right, coming to the screen there. And as you come and land down, there's actually a bit of a hill between them, which then the camp was just down a little bit in the valley, a little bit at the base of the mountain. That's why you couldn't see the base of the mountain, and you can't see the camp from where the final experiment crew was. So as you watch it come down and land, you can see it there. You can see all the roads go in, and you'll see that disappear just behind a bit of topography there. So that falsifies the flat Earth, saying how you couldn't see the base of the mountains and stuff like that. This is no LCDs displays, nothing. This is objective reality. This is proven, demonstrable, and empirical. And if anybody just doubts it, put up your $30,000, go see it for yourself. But I don't think any flat earthers will. There you go. There's the camp. There's the trucks. There's everything. So there you have it, folks. That's falsified. The Flat Earth claims that this was some sort of production studio with LED displays, either being the Sphere in Las Vegas or the Volum that is used by Disney for doing different productions. If it was any of those LCD displays, they would not have cast the shadows they lined up with the sun. It just wouldn't have happened because the whole display is lit up, and you would have been surrounded by it, would have had no shadows. You would have had nothing. You would have had light coming from every single direction, would cast no shadows. As you can see when I showed that screenshot from Obi-Wan, the only way they would do that is because they had a camera behind production studios, and they're casting light from the camera side, casting it towards the screen, and you standing back, and in front of them was the display, and you could see where it actually ended and stopped, because when that vehicle pulls up, there's dust going, but the dust never reaches him. You know, vehicles come flying up like that, and it's carrying dust. Dust doesn't go. You can see it swirling, and then it stops, and then they change camera angles right away to show, because it goes from the display of those soldiers getting off, opened up, to the soldiers now standing in front of them, and you had 3 people physically there dressed up to continue the scene. So anytime they did different things in all these productions, they have to certain times change the camera angles different ways really quick, because it goes from being on a display of the screen to having to be physical people there, and they have to change it and then seamlessly put it together. You never see this with the final experiment. They go from somebody walking way off. You can watch somebody walk way off and come straight up seamlessly, never cut, no change in angle, nothing. You can watch Dave McKeegan's 360. He has obviously time lapse. He also has the one where you can control it. You can watch people still time lapse about 20 minutes, covers over 24 hours, and you can watch that. I watch you walking around, and you never see them you never have to change angles. And they go way off in the distance, walk straight out, go off into a vehicle, take off, vehicle goes out, comes back about an hour and a half later. They get back out, they walk, and first thing Dave McKeegan does, walks from the vehicle, which is got to be about 200 yards at least, if not further away, gets out of the vehicle and walks straight over to the camera, and you can watch him do that. That would be absolutely physically impossible on the Volum. The Volum is only 75 feet across. So that vehicle walking up and somebody walking out, physically impossible. Could not happen. It just wouldn't happen. That drone flying, the Volum's only 20 feet high. That drone would have hit that like that. It went up. As soon as he launched off, would have gone bam into that. You watch it seamlessly go up, 20-minute video, do a 360, fly around, and then land right back down. And he's got an altimeter on it. So it shows the altitude of that drone was over 4,000 feet up. Physically impossible. Any of the structures could not have happened. That's it. That argument is done. Flat Earth, figure out another cope. That's it. It's finished. Welcome to the globe. Welcome. Come with Jaren. He knows where it's good now. Thanks for watching. See you again.
And by the the way, all those rumors on the internet are fake. I'm not flat. I'm not hollow on the inside, and there's